Hawkeye fans, put on your black and gold and get ready to fight for Iowa.
He's still going, on his feet, end zone, touchdown, Iowa.
The Hawkeyes kick off the season with Fry Fest and welcome the Albany Great Danes. Join us Saturday, August 30th. Our coverage begins at 3 on the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. This is the Fight for Iowa podcast. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
Today's successful college football teams combine muscle, nutrition, and science. That algorithm starts in a state-of-the-art strength and conditioning facility, and there are very few more advanced than the Hansen Football Performance Center at Iowa. Raimond Braithwaite has over 2 decades with the Hawkeye Strength and Conditioning Program, the last 6 as its director. He and his staff prep the roster for a new season beginning in February with conditioning drills that include weightlifting, good sleep habits, mental health, and proper nutrition. After spring football, final exams, and a couple weeks off for family and friends, the rubber hits the road in June when the work starts in earnest for the fall schedule ahead. It's been an especially hot, humid summer. Braithwaite and his assistants understand safety, precaution, and guarding against the elements are of the utmost importance. The day has to start with a nourishing breakfast.
We're going to be out there for the better part of 2 hours, making sure their nutritional needs are met. Next, I would say hydration. Hydration's key. Obviously, their hydration should have started the night before, and we educate them on proper hydration and the timing of those things. I think those things play the biggest roles in their ability to withstand the duration of practice and be able to bounce back from practice coming tomorrow and recovering from it.
Let's back up a month or two. The month of June is a critical month for strength and conditioning. The guys come in, they're lifting under a regimented program. How'd this June go, and how important is that month leading up to fall camp?
The month of June was excellent. I think our guys definitely set the table to have a good summer by having a good winter phase and having a good spring ball phase. These guys are definitely improvement driven, and we've definitely grown. One thing I've observed just in terms of the locker room, these guys are really connected in terms of holding each other accountable and setting high standards and wanting more for the program. And they're truly motivated group of guys.
Ray, before you, Chris Doyle got it started with Kirk. He was here. You jumped in there after Chris left, and the team hasn't missed a beat. Iowa's strength and conditioning program is talked about regularly, often coast to coast, and it has a lot to do with this 12,000 square foot weight room, doesn't it? Yeah,
the weight room definitely helps, and having good resources helps. But I think what's more important is the work that's done in the weight room and the quality of the individuals that we bring into the weight room to get the work done. If the guys aren't willing to work and willing to buy into what we're trying to get done, it's all for naught, I think. And I think it comes down to the kids. That's what makes the program.
Do you have the time and the ability to meet with every player one-on-one? Because every body, every chemistry makeup is different, and do a blueprint on what will be best for them.
Yes, that's where it all starts, is sitting down and establishing goals and standards and making sure we're all on the same page as to where we're going from an individual basis. That first meeting is always a more to get to know you meeting for them to establish a personal relationship with me and I with them, and then from there we're able to move on to more specific things in terms of the realm of strength and conditioning, but the meeting time is very important.
On that note, to meet with you, but like Kirk's staff of assistant coaches, starting with Cody and moving on down, you've had a staff of longevity and flexibility and loyalty.
Absolutely. This is definitely not a one-man show. I think the reason why we have a good program is because our staff is solid, just like the guys upstairs on the football side. In terms of the positions coaches, I think our strength staff is excellent. And, from top to bottom, myself, Cody, Cole, Drew, Cedric, Allen, I think everybody on the staff, we have a bunch of future strength coaches that are on our staff, and they all do an excellent job.
It's not just about dead jerking free weights anymore. It used to be that way back in the day, but beyond the regular weightlifting schemes, what's most important after that?
including the weightlifting, there's also a speed on-field, position-specific element to our training. The weights are the weights, but also it doesn't matter how strong you are if you can't apply it to the field. So our speed, our agility training, those things that are more specifically applicable to the sport of football are important as well.
Do they lift more individually or as a group, as a position group?
This is more, the groups are organized more by training maturity as far as like the way we organize the specific training regimens. Mm-hmm. We have all position groups in each lift, so you see linemen and running backs and DBs and linebackers all training in the same lift group, but it's more organized as far as what they're doing in the lift. It's more by training maturity.
So over the years, by position group, which one's the most quirkiest when it comes to to weightlifting and strength and conditioning? Without talking out of school, of course, but we've had some interesting characters at every position at Iowa, from Bob Sanders to Robert Gallery to Sheriff to running backs.
I would say the offensive linemen tend to be the quirky. When it comes to sense of humor, you get some stuff out of that crew.
C. Jennings Dunker.
Last year Connor Colby was a quirky guy. Those guys keep me. They add levity. Let's just say that they keep me on my toes. So
you would have had to have some fun with all the great linebackers down through the years too, I would guess.
Yeah, those guys are. They aren't afraid to bust your chops and make sure you're on your toes and make sure your A game's always on point. They're not afraid to just put you on notice, which is good. Keeps you sharp.
Did Jack Campbell ever smile?
It was a lot. It took a lot to get Jack to smile, because one thing I appreciated about Jack is his ability to focus when it comes to training. Like, it's when you get into the weight room, it's not a laughy, jokey situation. We're here for a finite amount of time, and it's time to get work done. And that's one thing I appreciated about Jack. He wasn't here to play games. He's here to get better.
Well, that's what a leader's all about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Speaking of leaders, you're here. Kirk oversees everything. When I say Kirk Ferentz, what comes to mind?
I would say consistency is the biggest thing. He's definitely a standard bearer, and he keeps everything, and he's very level-headed, and it's not just what you see on the sideline. He's very even in his approach, and he keeps things. There's a consistency to the guys may change, but the standards don't change. From year to year, guys know exactly what's expected of them, and he holds the kids to the standard. And then when kids fall short, he addresses it, but he also pulls guys back in, and he has a consistent belief that everybody can always get better. From freshman year till senior year, he's always pushing that.
Really, that's the Iowa way, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ray, great to see you. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Dolph. Go Hawks.
Bring on Hawkeyes football with new gear from Shields. From jerseys, hats, and accessories, represent your team's iconic colors at the big game. Shields is your ultimate shopping destination with knowledgeable experts and great customer service to get you fitted for your passion. Whether you love style, sports, or the great outdoors, find it all at your local Shields or Shields.com. Our experts are here to make every day a win. Shields, proud partner of Iowa Athletics and football fans everywhere.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
That is the sound of bacon sizzling, of fresh vegetables being chopped for a made-to-order omelet, and the grill being fired up for one of the juiciest burgers around. Hungry yet? Hy-Vee Market Grill is better than ever, with mouth-watering new menu items for breakfast and lunch. Whether you dine in, get it to go, or have it delivered, the best breakfast and lunch is at Hy-Vee Market Grill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Iowa football coach Kirk Ferentz feels Hawkeye strength and conditioning coach Ray Braithwaite might be the most integral factor for his program. Ferentz remembers when he was an athlete in college a half-century ago.
I remember the baseball coach, Larry Pansiera, frowned upon lifting and got mad at me because I would try to train. So, that's 50 years ago. It was a little better in the 80s, but, it's amazing. And so, going back 27 years ago when we started this out, one of our big foundations was just to have a great strength and conditioning program. And I think, in any sport, it's critical for success. And certainly we all know more about the advantages of good strength conditioning for any team now than we did even 20 years ago or 10 years ago. And Ray has just done an outstanding job. He's just a very even-keeled man, excellent teacher, and has a clear vision of what he wants done in the weight room and in the program. And it's way more than just lifting weights. And just does an outstanding job. He's got a great staff, so just very appreciative of their contributions to the program.
It really is a science now, isn't it?
It really is. It's there's just so much information out there, and I think that's one thing, starting with Chris Doyle, 27 years ago, that we've been on the cutting edge that way, and these guys are very professionally inquisitive and just, done a great job. And I think there is it's like anything. There's a difference in people. There's a difference in the way you do things, and just really proud of the job that's been done. And it's critical to a program like ours because our guys don't walk in like some of the elite schools, if you will, where the guys are ready-made or more ready-made for college football. So, if you go back through our history, just how many guys, Robert Gallery's here this past week, came here at about 215 and played at about 320, and that's a good-looking 320. So, we've had a lot of stories like that, and that's just been critical to our success.
And like Kirk Ferentz, guys like to work for Ray Braithwaite. I mean, it's eerie, similar in terms of longevity of staff and dedication. Yeah,
Ray's been here, I think, all but 3 or 4 years since we got started, and just has done a great job. Did a great job at Delaware State. Fortunate to get him back, and he's just a solid, steady person. And again, I just can't say enough about the job he does from a professional standpoint. He's very inquisitive. He's a real active learner, and then picks and chooses what's good for our program. And again, just a great staff that works with him. So it's a real team effort. But Ray clearly is a guy who is ahead of that. And I would just interject this too. I've from the start, I just felt like that's one of the, if not the most important job in the building, probably more so than mine. In that his voice is heard by our players pretty much 12 months a year. And we as football coaches don't get to coach the guys directly near the extent. Ray has more face time with our guys than anybody, and that's the entire roster, not just a position group. So to me, it's just one of the most critical members on any football staff at any level, and we're very fortunate to have Ray here.
The long-range forecast for August 30th, when Iowa welcomes Albany to Kinnick Stadium for the season opener, is calling for 80 degrees and a 10% chance of rain. Whatever the elements, strength coach Ray Braithwaite and his assistants will have Hawkeye health at the top of their game plan. I'm Gary Dolphin for the Fight for Iowa podcast. Go Hawks.
You've been listening to the Fight for Iowa podcast. Hawkeye fans, remember to hit the subscribe button on your favorite podcast app. Once you become a Fight for Iowa podcast subscriber, you'll automatically receive the latest episodes of the Fight for Iowa podcast, the Hawkeyes Voice podcast, Hawk Talk replays, exclusive game day content, and more. Until next time, on Iowa, and go Hawks! The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.